love playing with me, but hate it when I play back. What goes around comes around.
Listen, I don't have a minute to spare because it's so much. I just want to get right into it. That's the wrong intro. That's when I was joking with my cousin. And that's the wrong intro. Oh, wow.
I was enjoying it, quite frankly.
It's the wrong intro. Okay. Hi, everybody.
What's up?
We got Freddie today. We should call it like Freddie Mondays. We should start changing the title to Freddie Mondays. Is it Monday? It's not Monday.
It's Monday.
Monday.
It's
Yeah.
Monday.
It was just a long night.
Someone said they liked that intro. You guys, it was a joke that never mind. Love it. They like it. Okay, maybe I'll keep it. All right. So we've got so much to talk about. We're going to talk about housewife news, and we're going to talk about, then we're going to recap Married to Medicine. It's funny because I'm laughing because I already talked to Freddie about it, and Dr. Heavenly.
I mean, there's so much to talk about. I think what's so interesting is you have those weeks where there's nothing and you're like looking for stuff to talk about. And then you have a week like this where it's like, how do you fit everything in our slot to talk about everything, as there's so much that's happened.
So much more. So much. Let's start with Porsha.
Mm-hmm.
Get that off our chest. So yesterday, listen, I want to say this really quickly. Please don't talk about other content creators in my chat because it's rude. And I don't know what they're saying. And if they say something bad, it makes me look bad. So you guys just try to use code names when you're talking about other content creators, because someone said, I said they got blocked or something like that, or some mod muted them. And this is the reason why. I can't control what you guys say in the chat, and I don't want to offend and start any trouble with any other content creators. So
Right.
Let's leave it for me to talk about other content creators, please. Okay, so the first content creator we're going to talk about today is Tisa Tales. Okay, so I guess Tisa Tales found out, and did I say it right? Tisa?
Is
Yeah.
it Tisa Tales?
Are you sure?
It's T-shirt Tales.
Okay. Found out that Simon Guobadia is currently being sued for $1 million. Okay. Not shocked at all. This is going to be the new Erica Girardi storyline. He's going to get a lot more lawsuits on his way out, because eventually you have to go home. Okay. This is not your home, Simon. This is not your home. I'm going to read what the Neighborhood Talk says. Let me put it on the screen. Did you hear about this yet, Freddie?
Yes, I did. And I have seen what Tisa Tales has said, because she's been following all the Simon Guobadia stuff for quite some time now, back when he was with Fallon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's been on to him for a while, exposing him, basically.
Okay, so this is what the Neighborhood Talk says. It says Simon is facing damn near $1 million lawsuit from a private jet company for a breach of contract. Now, are we shocked? No. And failing to make payments. It's not funny. It's not funny. I don't want to laugh. Simon brought a timeshare with his particular company back in 2020, which allows you to rent jets at, at specific times, dates based on how much money you put up. But the jet isn't yours. So it's like renting a car.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not funny. It's funny. I'm laughing because how did this bum, okay, and I mean it in a loving way, Porsha, manage to pretend being rich for so long and we all fell for it? How is it?
Well,
Freddie, how is it? How did he get away with this?
it might be street money. Look, and that's the crazy part about it. Like,
Harry,
I don't
you
know.
keep saying that Simon's a drug dealer, right?
No. I'm not gonna put no title on it. I'm just saying, typically, if you can't find a record of finances, but you see a person with finances, it's coming from somewhere. But I'm not
Harry,
here or there.
Perry has this theory.
Well, I mean, it doesn't seem to be coming from petroleum, does it? Allegedly. So
that company doesn't exist. Now we did that. That company, he made that up.
So where's it coming from is the question. So it does lead you into the road that Perry's saying, oh, maybe it's, street.
Right. And I'm only simply saying, like,
That's so ridiculous.
I don't know.
Simon's not a drug dealer.
I don't have no information. I'm just speculating on if you don't have documents of where your money coming from, it leads me to think it's coming from somewhere else. There's a lot of dirty money out there floating around. Now, is street petroleum that he's moving? I don't know. Don't care, but
Simon's not
a
drug dealer.
But I'm just saying this, but a physical broke man is not going to be able to rent a jet. A broke man probably can't rent an escort or a car.
He's supposedly getting these money from the home loans.
but I've got a friend that's a private jet. He charters private jets. He works for a big company, for one of those big companies that works in like the UK and America and things like that. And with those timeshares of it, you've got to be putting up front money. You can't Freddie, come in and go, I want to do it.
You're trying to say that Simon might be a drug dealer? So ridiculous.
He has to. Listen, I don't believe he's got 50 million, but he's got cash somewhere.
Right.
And the rumors are he does have.
You got people telling you guys that you're right in the chat. Simon is not a drug dealer.
Well, is you using those terms throwing us out here in the middle of the street? Nobody's saying where he's getting the money from. We just not finding it documented anywhere. That's it.
Well, okay.
And whether he was selling balloons, we don't care. But I'm just once a person get a little money, you get to flip the money, flip it a little bit. Maybe it's some stuff that he's making a little side hustle here that over in Africa, he could spend the money, invest that money over there and turn it over and then regenerate.
Terry, please stop. Terry, please.
Just saying.
And now you got Freddie saying this.
I mean, I'm just saying it seems it's laundered or street or something that's causing him to have this, because to get into one of these timeshares for a jet, he's had to have put up cash somewhere to be part of it. They're not going to let him if he's never sort of shown them the money to get involved.
This is about as bad.
And just to be clear, I'm not saying this because he got with my second wife. I'm not saying it because of that. I'm not. I'm just saying that, something ain't right.
Look, the last time I laughed is when you had a inkling about Diana. I'm just going to leave it at that, Diana. But it sounds funny to me. But maybe, we don't. Simon, are you peddling pharmaceutical goods? We want to know. I think it's from loans and credit card fraud, but who knows when you're a scammer?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Anything like that, I call it street money.
But he does have like Nino Brown vibes. He's always laid back. He's smoking the cigar. I mean, he's always looking and watching. He does have drug dealer tendencies. I'll just say that. His mannerisms, drug dealer mannerisms. Okay.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So I'm sure many more of these things are going to come in because he did a lot for the house, all the cars, the Bentleys, the Rolls Royces. So that's just one company. It's going to be a whole bunch.
And he did it big. He did it big. Whatever he got going on, legal or not, I'm not going down. Look, can't a person go and buy that mansion he got with fake funds?
Sorry.
Now, where you got the funds, a different story.
So someone said, "What is his real name?" I can't pronounce it. Do you remember his real name, Terry?
It's Ior.
Yeah, it's an African name. We can't pronounce it.
Yesterday, now you forgot, but that's another thing. A man that changes his name.
Ayore. I think it's Ayore.
A man that changes his name, whenever he feel like it, might be up to all kind of things.
All right, so we talked about that. Now, Freddie, take it away. What do you want to talk about next?
What I wanted to say about Simon, though, with the whole talk, though, about him going to Dubai, is that's going to be a difficult move for him, because they're like the Americans in that they're very strict of letting people into their country. So if you've not got a criminal record and you've been offered a job, it's very easy to get in because the company you get the job at organize all the visa stuff for you. However, if you own your own business and you want to move it out there, they make it very difficult and they comb through your finances.
You might be right, because now he's supposed to be in Costa Rica.
So if there's anything untoward with his finances, they're going to find that out very quickly and be like, "You're not coming here," type thing. So yeah, they're very strict on that, and they're very selective with who they come in. And then in terms of like buying property, I don't know if it's still the case, but you have to put down like 45 to 50% down on a house in order to get a mortgage if you're not buying outright as well. So
wow,
I don't know. Is he in the position? Depending on what property he's buying, that might put him off potentially as well.
Wow. Wow. Well, anyway, he must have found that out because he's supposed to be now in Costa Rica. But I don't.
Isn't that where Noella's ex-husband is as well? They're together, being like the ex-husband somewhere.
Who was there?
That Sweet James guy that Noella from Orange County.
Oh, I don't watch that. Yeah. Okay.
Sweet James. Now hold on. This is going to a different area.
All right.
But anyway, can I have one shout out? Hashtag everybody, please. Hashtag free Porsha. Please.
So ridiculous.
Go ahead.
Something is wrong with you, Perry. All right. What's on the docket next, Freddie?
Should we briefly talk about Dina Manzo?
Yeah, because that's strange. Talk about it.
Okay, so it seems that so obviously people probably remember in 2020, there was talk that Dina's ex-husband Tommy Manzo beat Dina and her new husband Dave Campton up at Dina's New Jersey home, and there was a whole lawsuit and everything like that, and it was quite big. However, today, an article has come through saying that the charges against Dina's ex-husband has been dismissed by the courts in Newark. So let me just get the article up so we can get more details on it, because it does seem a bit fishy how
they're mobsters.
How this has happened. So it says, yeah, so a federal judge has dropped charges against Tommy Manzo, the ex-husband of Real Housewives of New Jersey's Dina Cantin, due to a violation of the Speedy Trial Act. So the U.S. District Judge Susan Wigginton dismissed a 3-count indictment against Tommy Manzo, co-owner of the brownstone in Patterson, without prejudice. This means that the federal government can prosecute Tommy, but to do so, they must obtain a new indictment. So apparently this judge agreed with the argument by Tommy Manzo's lawyers that the federal government failed to begin trial within the timeframe set out by the Speedy Trial Act, noting that since a Newark grand jury indicted Manzo back in 2020, there were over a dozen motions delaying the trial. And in fact, actually, allegedly, Tommy Manzo and people like Caroline getting all these letters to the court was delaying a lot of the trial.
Yeah. It's really weird because I covered this story early on. And do you remember the mobster that called me, Perry?
Yeah.
What was his name? Should we say?
No, don't say it.
Don't say it? Anyway, they're a bunch of mobsters, and Dina, so it's not shocking. I'll put it that way. Like, whatever. I don't.
Suitcases of money are going under that docket. That's what we'll say, and under the court tables, allegedly.
I mean, oh my God, I can't even believe that Caroline and Dina were on a reality TV show with all the rumors swarming around them. I'll put it that way.
Right.
All right, Freddie, let's talk really quickly because we're running out of time about Brandi Glainville suing Andy Cohen. It's not funny. What is wrong with me? It's not fun. What is she smoking? Why is she doing this? So allegedly, she's saying that she was sexually harassed by Andy Cohen. He calls her on the phone and said some inappropriate things. And what do you know about that, Freddie? It's not funny. I don't know why.
It's not funny, but there's, a lot seems to be, she seems to be saying a lot. She's claiming that Cohen made her watch some sex tape of his and things like that. Then he was made to watch something inappropriate with Kate Chastain, who obviously people know from being in The Traitors, and things like that. But to me, the reason why Brandi is doing this lawsuit is she feels that Bravo didn't protect her when Caroline Manzo first brought the claims in. And she feels that Bravo should have said, Caroline's exaggerating. This isn't what really happened. And, Brandi's not done anything wrong. Roll the tapes, show everything. And of course, Brandi's the one that she sort of feels she's been persecuted. She got kicked off that trip to Marrakesh pretty quickly. They fired her, banned her from working on any other show and things as well. So she's sort of...
So you're saying they're blacklisting her? Is that...
They're basically blacklisting her, yes, more or less. Oh. So she's thinking, well, because I've lost out on work and I'm probably never going to get any work again. I want to get my money, and I'm going to sue. The only way to do that is to sue Bravo. And in fact, the other day, she actually said on her podcast that she was offered a job in another country for a reality show thing. Now, allegedly, from what I heard, that was Celebrity Big Brother in the UK that is making a comeback. And allegedly, she was in talks to go on that show. But then more stuff about the allegations came out, and ITV, who are doing Celebrity Big Brother in the UK, turned around and said, we don't want you anymore type thing.
Well, she's mad. Perry, do you think she has a point? Do you think that Caroline grabbed, that Brandi grabbed Caroline's crotch? Oh
my God. Well, look, this is the whole thing. And this is where she's coming from. Like, ain't nothing worse to being in a freak house with a lot of people. But you're the only one.
They were filming.
Well, no. I'm just saying with the Andy Cohen thing.
Okay.
She's feeling like, I went to these freak parties, but you're not just going to call me out for being a coochie hunter. She's retaliating on Andy by saying, look, Andy, there's some things you don't did too now. Remember that night? You remember that night?
Yeah, but Perry, it's not a good business move. You can't cross Andy Cohen and then live to talk about it.
A sinking ship is a sinking ship.
Yeah.
She's looking for a rescue boat. And how bad it sounds, she's, trying to find something to grasp on. If I go down, I'm not going to go down alone.
Exactly. This is SOS for her, basically.
Yeah. I mean, so in a form of street terms, you could say snitching.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But look, you cannot plan on working again. Freddie, what do you do if Andy Cohen blacklists you? And
I mean, you're screwed. I mean, you only have to look at the talent that have done this to him and where they are now. I mean, look at Nene Leakes. I mean, she's now at Zeus. I mean, we had people, producers of Atlanta that wanted her back, but a lot of others at Bravo and NBC were saying, she's slandered them. She said so much. It's sort of too impossible to turn back the clock and bring her back. So, and let's be honest, Nene's far more popular than Brandi, and there's actually demand for her. So they're not going to bring Nene back. Brandi hasn't got a hope in hell now of getting back on. And then you could also argue Bethany Frankel, after her reality reconciliation rubbish or whatever it is.
Crazy.
I mean, if she ever decided to get on TV, she's never going to do a TV show again, even with another network that's not owned by NBC, because the attitude is that these other people have is if they're going to do that to one network, they could do that to us.
So they join together, the networks. Yeah. Brandi, you're screwed. You might as well. She should move back to Sacramento. Go ahead, Perry.
Either move back Sacramento or whatever, or either put an application in at Zeus. I'm only just simply saying, because some of the things she had done and called out for, it might be accepted on Zeus. You know?
Perry, please.
You know, come on now.
I don't think any network will let you grab somebody's crotch. And so she brought it on herself.
Have you seen Zeus Network?
But I mean, the thing is with Brandi is, you know, Camille Grammer has said that Caroline's taken this too far and is exaggerating what happened.
That's what Camille said?
Yeah, Camille said that. Phaedra Parks has said that, you know, what Caroline's claiming didn't exactly happen, and that Bravo should be airing the show so that us, the public, can decide and work out what's actually happened.
Hold on. My goodness. Do you think Andy took Caroline's side because she's supposed to be mob related?
I think a lot of people at Bravo are very intimidated with Caroline based on the alleged ties that she has to some certain, you know, groups that, you know, like operating in the New York, New Jersey area.
Child, this is messy. Do you have one more before we go into Married to Medicine? Because I'm on a timer. Anything else you want to talk about?
I want to go into
Brandi is scamming like Simon. Go ahead.
Yeah. Brandi's awful. Quickly, just wanted to say about Simon from what you said the other day. I don't think they're faking the divorce and that they filed it. We know that they've definitely filed it. We definitely know that he's got these issues. What I'm saying is, and I said this to you yesterday on the phone, but I sort of wanted to tell everyone else this. I think what both Porsha and Simon are doing is what Sylvester Stallone and his wife Jennifer Flavin did for their reality show, which is on Paramount. And that was go through, you know, file the divorce with the courts, let it play out on air, and then go, oh yeah, we're getting back together. That's what I wonder.
Freddie, you might be right, because yesterday in that same video, everybody was saying this is for a storyline. Would Porsha, I got to direct the question to you, Perry, since you are a Porsha enthusiast, will she go that far for a damn storyline?
Look,
I'll wait.
That's my girl. If you would walk in your friend's house and take her man, you would do anything for a storyline. Let's keep it real. Now, I'm giving her credit for just being the genius that she is, right? Does Porsha know what she's doing? She know her body is her assets.
Yeah.
You get to flip it over. That's what you got to do. But she's successful at it. I'm not downing her man Simon. Whatever he doing, legal, illegal, he pretty much successful at it. And I think that, yeah, she could be faking it, because look at Kim and Croy.
Perry.
How many police calls do we get at their place that's up for sale, not for sale, up for sale, we divorcing, come and get my man, he took my purses. Look, people would do anything. That could be for a storyline too. Well, we obviously know it's for attention. Yeah.
That's a mess.
I mean, my attitude is if someone like Sylvester Stallone, who's got a net worth of $500 million, is willing to do that, of course, Simon and Porsha probably are willing to do that as well. But before Married to Medicine, can we get on to Beverly Hills and talk about what Kyle said and
really quickly. Go ahead, because this is interesting.
Okay, so obviously we've had the finale of Beverly Hills. And I thought it was really interesting with what's happened, how Kyle basically said that there were things that happened that Mauricio did that made her lose trust in the marriage. And I think that is suggesting cheating. I mean, I'm sorry, but no one says that because your husband bought a new car behind your back or something, or you know,
right,
went to the pub with his mates without asking.
But
That's
here's the
cheating,
thing,
in my opinion.
he's been cheating for years. How long we heard this? For years. Why do something about it now?
It's weird. It's weird. I think that I think what's really happened, why Kyle's changed, is I think she loved the lifestyle and everything, but after her best friend Lorene committed suicide, I think Kyle's sort of had a bit of a reckoning in her life, and it's made her reevaluate her life and have a different perspective on things. And then she's actually gone, actually, I'm not really happy in my life. I don't like being cheated on, and I can't just stay here for my family, for my children. And maybe I want to try a bit of women out for a bit as well. Like, you know?
Freddie, you're about as messy as Perry's. Perry, your comments really quickly, and then we got to move on.
Maybe, you know, it's always that end of the road thing that a person only can take so much. Yeah, even though we can say, oh, well, why now when you took it for the last 10 years? It was part of the program. It could be a couple of reasons. We don't know. Is it a baby out there? Because Wendy took it for a long time until the baby came. Or like what Freddie said, it could be a life-changing event that make her thinking, you know what?
Yeah.
I better get busy living.
Instead of get busy.
Yeah. So it could be one of those things. Let me explore the world. Let me go and check out this country singer.
And I'm sorry, but Kyle, the other quick thing about her is, so Dorit shared this text that Kyle said, more or less trying to threaten Dorit into not talking about what's been happening and things like that. And, you know, not outing things and things being private. But who the hell does Kyle think she is to tell people what to do? And I don't even like Dorit, but I think this is hypocritical. I don't seem to remember Kyle thinking, didn't Kyle think it was acceptable to out her sister's alcoholism on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Yeah.
I mean, it's always one rule for Kyle, one rule for everyone else. And then the fact that Bethany Frankel had the nerve to sort of scrape in and be like, yeah, Dorit was sort of, that was wrong. What Dorit, that was a violation and things like that. You know, that's what this show's about. You have to, on reality TV, your job is to open up about your life. That's what you signed up to. That's what you're paid a lot of money to do. And that's why you're not on reality TV anymore, Frankel, and no one likes you.
Freddie. Okay. Let me move on because we really got to talk about Married to Medicine. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of feel sorry for Kyle just a little bit. But let's move on because this is what we came on here to talk about. Dr. Heavenly. Let's talk about Married to Medicine. I have to say this before we get into last night's episode. I feel that Married to Medicine is a better show than The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I felt like this season was their time to shine. And I gave them all their credit and it was a good show, but it's over. Okay. Let me tell you why. They unexpectedly, Porsha is now a part of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Married to Medicine is going to go back to the spot they were in because she is taking up all of the pub. Okay. She just is. Porsha this, Porsha that, Porsha Simon. And they haven't even started filming yet. So I feel that Dr. Heavenly, and let's just be real. We love her, but she's a self-proclaimed shit starter of the show. She has to up the ante.
Right. Yeah, so, but yeah.
Yesterday, she went on social media. Do you have it, Freddie? The things that she was saying?
Yeah, I did. So I was on the phone to a friend of mine, a Bravo fan who also watches Married to Medicine, and I see this tweet that comes up. Say, let me get it up because I mean it was really shocking. So she says, Dr. G is not respected in the community, and that's real talk.
Oh, before you read it, you can't say the word. You have to say P file, okay?
So, and then she puts so she says, yeah, Dr. G is not respected in the community, and that's real talk. Hashtag abuser, hashtag controlling, hashtag P file, hashtag team daddy, hashtag married to medicine. And then we're like, oh my God. And then suddenly, as I'm on the phone about to snapshot this, she edits the tweet and changes it to hashtag pinky size instead of P file.
Listen,
but despite not screenshotting it, Emmanuel actually managed to screenshot it. And there were quite a few of my followers on Instagram and from my channel that sent me the screenshot that had screenshotted it as well. So this isn't going to go away, unfortunately. And I suspect that Dr. Heavenly was sort of forced to remove it because X would have suspended her for that type of language. And to make an accusation like, the P thing is pretty dangerous.
It's not funny.
Well.
I don't know why I'm
that
laughing.
was over the top for real though. Like
she called
I know, but see, like it's a certain point where you go too far.
She went too far.
Like, I don't mind her being messy. I don't mind all that stuff, but certain things she got to take accountability for too.
Yeah,
Clyde got kicked off the show because they said that she got voted off the island because she wouldn't take accountability.
She went too far.
I love Dr. Heavenly,
mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna take it back. That's what she always says.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
But the whole thing is, I think fun banter is okay, but certain lines to destroy somebody's reputation.
And he's a doctor. Don't forget.
Right. Like now you don't went too far.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And I think that she needs to apologize for it. And I'm scared to take it back. Just, nobody's perfect. When you make these mistakes, you need to clarify it. Don't try to go and change it. But the fun banter I'm fine with. What was it? Pinky size? Oh,
pinky
that's
size. Yeah, she said she changed the P file to pinky size.
Does pinky file size mean what I think it means?
Yeah, that's exactly what it means.
Yeah.
Dr. Heavenly.
But the thing is that I believe the reason that she wrote that tweet was because of the fact that Dr. G made the claim that allegedly Damon's out cheating. And that's, of course, really pissed off Heavenly. As we all know, she's very protective of her family and Dr. Damon and all of that. So
but you still can't.
I agree. And I think she changed it because it came up immediately on her ex saying, yeah, this is like violation and everything, and you've got to remove it. But I'm going to be interested to see going into next season if Sweet Tea returns, what arguments, what conversations there are going to be, because that tweet, I guarantee you, will get brought up.
Megan
if
says
Sweet Tea returns, because Heavenly definitely.
Well, so let me read this real quick. Hi, Megan. Heavenly said Daddy would send patients to Dr. G. What does that say about Daddy if G is a creep? Listen, I'll say this, and I have to say it, Dr. Heavenly. You finally went too far. Because this is, first of all, we all know it's not true. I don't think Dr. G is a pedophile. It's not true. And this man is a professional man. Like, you're a professional, you're a dentist, he's a doctor, and you just can't say things like that. You finally went too far. You have to apologize.
I agree.
And because you went too far, it makes me change my stance on Sweet Tea. Because you've been bullying her. I'm sorry, Dr. Heavenly, all season. And enough is enough. Even though Sweet Tea has been standing up for herself, you just went too far with it. And so you have to apologize to that couple. You really put them through the ringer.
Yeah. I mean, now Sweet Tea, like, I don't know. I watched the show last night and it was pretty good. I mean, well, from the standpoint, I think the girls are starting to get together. It's no need to keep jumping on Sweet Tea. Yeah, she's there and she fights back. Because I think she did something that said hashtag. She was responding to Dr. Heavenly. Hashtag. What was it? Hashtag. Strange.
And I also feel
chat change. She was.
But Sweet Tea might have not been able to fight back if Dr. Jackie had slapped her and done
But
what her
but
mother
look at
should
all
have
that
done.
she's
Is
putting
what
up with.
Jackie
She's
said.
putting up with Dr. Heavenly. She's putting up with, well, not Dr. Jackie, but Carlos King has been dragging her through the mud. So enough is enough. A person can only take so
Who
much,
cares what he says? He's irrelevant anyway.
but it affects you
I
when
don't
you're
let it
the cast
affect
member.
her. You know, at the
And I
end of the
feel she just
day,
felt overwhelmed. Maybe we should bring her back another season and give her a fair shot. Where,
Yeah.
Because a P-file, Dr. Heavenly, what are you doing? The comment was disgusting, but I think Heatherly, okay, was saying
Heavenly, I
that
think
because
she
Sweet
meant,
Tea
yeah.
is young. She definitely was saying that because Sweet Tea is young, and she just
And I
crossed the
think
line.
also the fact that, of course, Dr. G is older than Sweet Tea's
Way
parents.
older. I mean,
Mhm.
it's ridiculous what she said. I mean, you shouldn't have said it. You really have to apologize, Dr. Heavenly, and I think she will. Do you guys think she will? I think she will.
I think she will eventually.
Well, I speak about accountability. Let me take some of my own. I'm gonna apologize to Sweet Tea. A lot of stuff I say is fun and
You're
banter.
apologizing to Sweet Tea?
Only because I said that she's not good for the show. Because at times I can become biased, right? I'm gonna be
Right.
honest.
Ooh.
But I think she's fine for the show. She's up and coming, new,
Mhm.
and she do stand up. I like Dr. Heavenly when she have fun banter, and Sweet Tea would give it back.
Mhm.
That's more than what we're gonna say for Jackie,
Are
Simone.
messy.
Yeah,
I'm
Stinky
just saying.
Simone's rubbish.
Why do you hate Dr. Simone, Freddie?
I just think she's a real snake. She's just two-faced. She's not loyal to anyone, and she's not honest about. She's always trying to rat everyone else out, but she's not honest that her husband's allegedly stepping out and
Wait,
that
stop. What did you just say?
there were rumors a couple of months ago that supposedly the husband was stepping out.
You didn't hear that. You heard that?
Yeah, there was a
No,
rumor.
Cecil. Who's gonna cheat with Cecil?
I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, and
I
then
don't know.
she's not honest
Last
that he
episode,
doesn't
when they was
really
in the kitchen.
work and stuff like that. And she's got the Workshire boys, and
What did you say, Perry? I couldn't hear.
No, I'm saying last night on the episode when they was in the kitchen, I think Simone knows she's sort of dry, and whatever personally she got going on with Cecil was feeling this hot girl summer thing last night. I think she was feeling this last night and gave Toya them a soft invitation.
Hold
For a
up.
game
Perry,
bang. You know what I'm
please
saying?
stop. You're saying, Perry, okay.
I was like, oh shit, it's about ready to go down in the DM.
She was joking. She does not want a threesome.
Okay, you know what, Sharrell,
That's so ridiculous.
what do people say about jokes? It's always a soft truth to it.
Perry, nobody says that.
Okay. Well, I'm just simply saying, look, if he's stepping out, I want him to make sure if I bring it in the house, he won't have to step outside the
Perry,
house.
oh my God, Freddie.
what I think is interesting is that the two men that are the cheaters allegedly on this show are the ones that don't really work.
Freddie,
their
I
wives
can't
don't.
get over what you just said. Hold on, let me read these really quick. Thank you, Catherine, for being a Sharrell's World Writer, because that's what I'm calling my people now. Perry hates it. I'm not changing it. One more. Dr. Heavenly has gone too far, she did, and may have to pay for her actions. Yeah, because it was the nature of it is sexual.
And then some people was chatting that Dr. G and them should lawyer up. So, I mean, things like this can go too far.
People are talking about this.
Well, I'm just saying that people in other chats and stuff, just I don't read on the social
Not
media.
suing. I mean,
Well,
how long was it up, Freddie? It wasn't up that long.
No, I mean, she changed it within about 5 minutes.
But it could be.
Once it's out, it's out. Like,
I mean, the fact is, people have screenshotted it. Is the reality? I mean, I don't really know what the laws are in Atlanta for this type of stuff.
Let's see what she might apologize.
She might apologize. And it depends what laws Atlanta have on this type of thing. I don't know what the laws in Georgia are for this, but that's also, I guess, dependent on can you go to the courts? What can you get out of that? Is it financially worth it for him?
Ooh, this is getting serious.
See, things like that can hurt you financially too. And even though, retracted sort of fast, once things are out there, I might stop going to a church if I heard that about my pastor without even seeing proof. Now, a doctor, if you hear things like that, the doctors are the ones that's really more intimate of what, nobody want to go to a doctor like that.
I know. I understand the ramifications. I do.
But I mean, the fact that Quad said that he was an abuser and Dr. G's come back, I mean, that was one of the reasons why I was surprised he came back, because it's like, you've already had bad claims about you. Why do you want to sort of come back as if you want seconds of it? Yeah, you're not with Quad anymore, but, there are other people out there that could make these types of claims, which obviously for someone like Dr. G, who owns a practice, that really isn't an ideal situation.
What about that? I mean, Dr. G has had accusations about him putting his paws on his ex-wife. This is messy. Hopefully it's just, no one really said anything about that, but us. That's a bad accusation. But no, okay, I'm trying to cover for Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly, you have to apologize ASAP.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here waiting on, like, what's the point? I mean, what you trying to say? I mean, that was one thing. I'm just saying the statement that she had put up there, that hashtag, was crossing the line. It was too far.
I think she knows it. That's why she took it down. I think she's got to apologize.
Let me see.
You're going to see if she apologized, but she's going to apologize on her show, probably later today. Dr. Heavenly is a bitter old biddy. Oh, and people child. This is a mess.
And I like Dr. Heavenly. I like a few of them on the cast, and Dr. Heavenly is one of them. I like Toya.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my two favorites. Depending on
but yeah, I know she got to be
wrong. You're just wrong. Like, ain't the end of the day. But, we all, especially if you a shit talker, we going to make these mistakes.
Listen to this.
It's directed, huh?
Lisa's saying Dr. G and Quad both got arrested for DV.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, this could go very badly.
But that's my thing of saying why I'm surprised Dr. G wanted to return, because of those allegations. Like, particularly if he owns a practice, that's not something you really want out there, or for people to expand on that. It seems that Dr. Heavenly is seemingly shading Dr. Simone as well. Because someone says, Dr. Heavenly, your girl blocked me, pitiful wench. And then Dr. Heavenly wrote, I'm sorry, heart, heart, heart. And it's like, why would you share that?
Dr. Heavenly's messy. That's her job. I think in her head, she's like, someone's got to keep this show going. And so she's like almost like the Lisa Rinna. But look what happened to Lisa Rinna.
Had some correspondence with Toya as well.
What'd you say?
So basically, So Dr. Heavenly said, Toya didn't pay for the wine. It was sponsored. We didn't need wine. Phaedra had that covered. Don't take the mick if you didn't give to a great cause. And Toya replies, Dr. Heavenly, let me break this down again. I used the wine allocated to me for personal expenses to upgrade a party that wasn't even mine. This means that the funds used for the wine came from my own designated budget. And then Heavenly writes, girl, let it go. You were wrong. Good night.
Here's the thing with Dr. Heavenly. She admits that she's a shit starter, almost like Lisa Rinna. She's confirmed in her mind, this is my role. But you have to remember, Lisa Rinna went too far. So you can't keep going so hard. You have to pull back, Dr. Heavenly, because people are going to turn on you because it's wrong, the things that you're doing, and it's disrespectful. So you have to pull back. You have to apologize, and then you got to stop it. You got to stop. Like, give it a rest. We understand that you're doing it because you think you're increasing the numbers, but it could really turn bad for you if you keep doing this and things to people. You got to pull back.
Yeah, and that's another thing I feel like she went too far with too. Now, if you having this event going on, the medical gala, that's fine. And they would say themselves that Toya and them probably the least with the financial stuff when they was contributing. Obviously, you know, they probably really didn't have the money or whatever to do it because she can do her wine or whatever. And if you was going to talk about it, maybe in private, but when she got on stage, that was tacky to me. And then you seen Toya's husband, you know, go over and just say, hey, to Dr. Damon, hey, like, I want to talk to you. He snatched his hand back like he knew his life was wrong. But, you know, it's just crazy. I think that was sort of just not
too far
a good thing to do.
Yeah. Deborah says, I want to know what Dr. Jackie's husband is doing all the country, but all over the country by himself. Child, we said this every single review. No one trusts Curtis. We just don't, Dr. Jackie. I'm sorry. And why the DR?
It's certainly not paying the bills for his wife, is it?
No. He's just like Dr. Jackie, you need to go to the DR with him. You do.
Could y'all imagine every time that plane landed in a different country?
You're messing.
You know how like shows come on and then background music start to play? His would be get your freak on, get your freak on.
So I'm gonna put you in the hot seat since you want to put people in the hot seat today.
Oh, Freddie?
You.
Yeah. Whatever.
Are you trying to say that Curtis, I almost called him Doc, that Curtis is cheating on Dr. Jackie?
I ain't trying to say a damn thing. I'm just saying, in my strong opinion, if I had to bet, if I'm in Vegas to put a bet on, I'm betting on he getting it in.
Freddie, please take over.
I personally believe that they have an open relationship and that there's a mutual understanding. She knows that Curtis can't help himself getting cozy with the women that isn't her and things like that. She's accepted that's reality, and she doesn't want to waste her money on getting help for him. So she's gone, I'm going to let it slide, providing it doesn't happen in my house. Use your teaching salary to, you know, fund the women. Right. You're not using my money.
You're getting as bad as Perry. Y'all need to stop.
No, but it seems how we on the rumor mill and people know this all alleged, this something Perry heard, or hell, something I just thought of overnight. I heard something that she was seeing somebody too.
Perry, stop.
No. I'm keeping it real. I'm saying
Jackie's not cheating on Curtis. Stop.
Is this the rumor mill?
Perry, that's some shit. Perry.
But she sort of hinted at the fact that there's a mutual understanding this season, I felt.
Hold on.
Somebody may say it somewhere.
Look what Key is saying. I would cheat on Heavenly if I were Dr. Damon. Y'all what? Perry, y'all, okay.
No,
nobody's cheating on anybody.
Huh?
Nobody's cheating on anybody.
Okay, well, I mean, if that's what you want to believe, I'm just telling you, the world is full of cheaters.
Perry.
So why can't they be on Married to Medicine?
Perry.
No, I'm just simply saying, it's doctors that cheat. Hell, look at the churches. If a pastor can cheat,
Perry,
we know anybody else can. But the thing that made me discredit what I heard about that Dr. Jackie could have had somebody on the side too. I'm like, nah, I don't know. It's probably hard. I'm gonna say this, and I probably want to take it back. I get this from Dr. Hill. I probably want to take it back.
Okay, thank you, Freddie. Take care. We'll see you next week. Bye. Thank you.
I'm gonna say this and probably want to take it back. That I don't see nobody really trying to pull up to Jackie's bumper. She seems too boring. Maybe that's why Curtis is on that trip. I'm just saying, but you know.
You have to stop. What is wrong with you? Perry, stop. We like Dr. Jackie. We don't think she's cheating.
I do like her. No, it's nothing to do with that. I like Dr. Heavenly, but if she's wrong, is wrong. It's just an opinion. It's just something. Yeah. I'm just putting it out there.
Smoke weed every day.
Perry, you have to do these sober. Look, you have to do these recaps sober. You are smoking weed. Please stop. Listen, it's a good show. The cast is great. Quad's, what do you think really quickly on Quad's re-entrance last night? She was very cordial to Dr. G. I think Quad is coming back next season.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was a little, I think she came in for a moment. For one, just to let everybody know she's back. And people say, well, who invited her? I'm in the back of the room. I know, Phaedra. Who invited her to the other events?
Yeah.
But I don't know,
Do you think they're going to keep Phaedra on Married to Medicine, or are they going to shift her to
I guess all depends on how they do that final cast with Atlanta. I don't think she would be on both, put it that way.
I think they got rid of Marlo to have more money to give to Phaedra, and I think she's going to be full-time on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And Phaedra is killing the game on Traitors. It's very entertaining. It's very good. So I think this is her last season.
Last episode too. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we did get to watch it. But anyway, what else stood out about last night's episode of Married to Medicine besides Curtis talking about the DR?
Well, it was that. I think the proposed orgy in the kitchen. Dr. Heavenly outing our girl Toya at the thing. You know what I'm saying? That's about it.
Wait, Dr. Heavenly outing Toya?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was wrong. That was wrong. That was wrong.
Yeah.
Dr. Heavenly, please, don't do Toya like that. Yeah, I like Toya a lot. Do Dr. Heavenly, please. But listen, no, I can't say that. Anyway, I liked Married to Medicine. It's a good show. What do you think is going to happen when Roa comes back in full force with Porsha and all of her scandals?
I just hope it's good. I mean, because I'm highly anticipating for more than one reason, but I'm gonna keep that personal.
What I meant was, is that going to push Married to Medicine back, far from the highlight again? Is Roa going to be taking up all the blogs the next day?
Maybe not. I mean, like, say Quad come back, Phaedra go back. If she goes to Housewives of Atlanta, that's gonna make that better, in my opinion. I think that'd be a better show. Quad come back, new storyline, bring Sweet Tea back, and all that. I think they both can exist.
Yeah, because it's a good show. Nobody really deserves to be fired. I don't think they're firing Quad. Quad needs to go back. What are your thoughts on Mariah?
I don't really have none.
Well, I was thinking.
Because, I mean, what you saying? I mean, bring her back?
Well, I was saying keep the original cast, but I don't think Andy Cohen is going to bring Mariah back. I think she broke what's it called? That's done. Andy Cohen's never going to forgive her. I think
we'll see Nene back before we see Mariah. Put it that way.
Yeah, me too. Because she actually took money for it. All right. Let's start seeing what they're saying in the chat. Mariah should have never left. She made that decision. She messed up, but she should have never sued Andy Cohen, is what she should have never did, and take the settlement. So that's a done deal. Hey, Val. Was wine needed or a write-off?
Hey.
Mariah making her money behind the scenes. She really is. She is. Jackie drank too much bone broth. So that's what, I don't want to talk about Dr. Jackie's weight. I'm just going to ask you guys a question. Let's not talk about her bad, but does anybody think Dr. Jackie has lost more weight than last season? I mean, you might be onto something. It is what it is. I mean,
I mean, could it be that or stress? Stress make you lose weight too.
She doesn't eat, Emmanuel's saying. Huh? I noticed Emmanuel says she doesn't eat. She's getting very, very thin. She's 60 years old.
Right.
And this is when it's hard for women to lose weight. If you eat anything, it's very hard because your hormones are off balance. So you really have to watch your diet to lose weight. But to be that thin, you probably have stopped eating. Dr. Jackie, she has it looks like an eating disorder right in front of us. Rather, let's say you have been eating. You need to eat more. You're very, very thin. I'm not trying to be mean to you or anything. I didn't say anything about it because you don't talk about a woman's weight. But are we going to act like we don't see her getting thinner and thinner?
Yeah.
Ooh, Ooh, this is bad, people. This is bad. Maybe she took Ozempic. Who would give Dr. Jackie Ozempic? She was already
Well,
thin.
yeah, no, I
But
mean,
she's a doctor. She can give it to herself.
yeah, but I don't. I mean,
She's very thin. Period. Just admit it.
she didn't need Ozempic. I'm just saying. To me, I just chalked it up as stress.
I'm gonna chalk it up as someone said she could be
many,
diabetic.
I mean, too many planes flying out the country.
But if she was diabetic, that would be type 1 because type 2 is for eating a lot. So she would be type 1, but she would have had that earlier in her life and she would have said something. You don't hide being like Halle Berry says, I'm type 1 diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
This is we gotta keep our eye on Dr. Jackie. Stress could be the cause of her weight loss. That's what you think too, Juice Radio?
I mean, for real. I mean, hell, if you was flying to a different country, getting your freak on, I might lose weight too.
Sandy says, and she had cancer, so I can understand why she would keep her body healthy. There's a difference though, Sandy, from being healthy and being anorexic. And I was looking at her one time. These bones right here that don't show on me because I eat too much. You could see this bone right here. I don't even know what it's called when she's talking. And she's very gaunt, very thin. I hope, you're okay. There is nothing about him that says he's putting it down in the bedroom. Oh my God. My channel's a mess. You Sharrell writers are a mess. She looks the same to me. Okay, I hope I'm overreacting because I don't want her to be having an eating disorder, but she's very, very thin. I can't deny that. I would even say a size 0, which is the model size. I would say that. She looks unhealthy. She looks unhealthy to me too, but I don't know. I shouldn't have brought it up. An eagle will come down and fly off with Dr. Jack. She's very thin. She's very, very thin. But then I understand her health situation. She does really monitor what she eats and she exercises and she doesn't want cancer again. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being messy. Oh, let's go. It could be stress issues in love with a guy she loves, but she's got to pretend to be on the show with the guy she doesn't. That's the math problem solved. Yeah. Everybody, we think Curtis is cheating. I'm sorry, Dr. Jackie. I really apologize, but don't let him go to the DR. Perry, what are your final thoughts? Because we got to wrap it up.
No, I just think, it's not that we making it up. I mean, that's what people see on the show. And and even last night, I think when they was at the medical gala, he was checking on houses.
Perry, you're
the DR. Oh, you checking out the bedrooms in the houses? Okay, I got to go.
You got to stop. All right, you guys. Last night was the season finale. Up next will be the 3-part reunion. I hear it's pretty good. I can't wait to see it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Perry, do you have any last words?
No, that's pretty much.
You shouldn't have no last words. You're messy.
# where's Curtis?
Take us out.
Bye, everybody.
All right, everybody.